everyone. Welcome to Weekend Project. This is Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop. Thank you very much for joining us. We're very happy to see you and happy you subscribed. So I have a little project here that I've never tried before because you know I like trying things new and learning on the fly, and we're learning together. So I sent my Munchkin, my 21-year-old Munchkin, only have the one, anyways, down to the my local convenience store because my girlfriend, she sends me images when she gets the latest magazines. So I sent him down to go grab this one. It's March and April, brand new, brand spanking new, like just a couple of days ago. And I also went through it in, the other day, and my husband, I was looking at this and I thought, oh, I've never done a clamshell before. I wonder how hard it is. And my husband goes, oh, that's really interesting. I go, well, I guess it's Weekend Project. He goes, I guess so. So here we are. Okay. So I cut, you need to cut, here, I'll just do a little 18 10-inch squares. That needs to fit your template. And if you don't have a half or clamshell template, there is one here. And what you do is you just trace it out onto paper. You got to put that on the folder right there and then cut it out. So instead of using paper, I used stiff interfacing or, you know, a press and bond sort of thing, just to make sure that I knew I wasn't going to rip it and I can kind of at least play with it a little bit with my fabrics. So I traced it out into here and then I cut it out. So I'm hoping it's pretty exact. So, but if you have one, go for you. Awesome. Okay. But I just traced it and did the best I could. So I came up with all my little shapes. Okay. I have 18. I have a couple that are repeated and some are scraps from girlfriend's projects that they didn't want the fabric of. Thanks, Sandra, for this one. And just some little bits and bobs that I had from, you know, other little fabric bits, right? So, and it tells you to work along in a horizontal manner. So I've got 8 right here done. I'll show you. Okay. Right here. So you work from this way and you go across and across and across and across, but you're adding 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 as you're going. So sorry. And it'll make sense as it goes along. Okay. So let's leave this here and I'll show you how to put just 2 together. Like if you got to start fresh, right? So I will use this one and this one. Okay. So it has the little instructions right here. Easy clamshell, shows you how to do it. And there's actually even a video at the Fonts and Porter website / clamshell template. You can watch the video right there if you want, but you're watching this one, so I'm really happy you are. Okay, so what you need to do is you take your, of course, your right side of your fabric, and you take your other one and you need to link it up on here, on the curve, okay? So you're gonna take this little bit right down here and place it right at the top of the curve, okay? So I know my hubby will scoot in so you can see I'm gonna pin this edge all the way around. They only had 3 pins in the picture, but I'm a little crazy when it comes to sewing, so I just wanna make sure I'm doing it right and I don't wanna miss anything. So I'm putting quite a little bit of pins. Actually, I got these for Christmas. This is actually the first time I've went and dug them out because I felt that this was a great purpose for these sorts of pins. They're very fine. I think they're glass. Yeah, glass pins, but they're very fine. And I like it that you can just move them in and out and not have to fiddle with the fabric too much. And you're moving your fabric and kind of tweaking it to fit all the way around as you're going to come into pin all the way. And you save about 1/4 inch before you come to the end because that's going to end up linking up with another piece, right? So no worries. Let's go back over to here and we'll finish pinning. See, I need more than 3 pins. That's just me though. And then I'm going to get, it's just not going to curve right, I guess, for me. I tried one already and I'm like, okay, no, put all the pins in that you need and take them out. Don't get stressed. It's not worth it. Life is far too short. Okay, so, and the iron's hot. And when you are pressing, you want to press to the concave. And if you don't know what that is, that's the curve under, like it's this way, okay? We're just gonna put another pin there. See, I got lots. Oops, and taking thread out, was not it. Lots and lots of pins to hold it all together as I'm trying to that curve. See, I'll show you right now. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add this piece to this piece and sew them all together, okay? And I'm known for like being a Leadfoot Larry and a Speedy Gonzales and all sorts of fun stuff. You wanna go a little slow. Even hit the little bar so you don't go like a little, if you have a setting for, you know, fast, medium, and Leadfoot Larry, put it on medium. And like I said, come in just a smidge from your end, like about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and don't sew over your pins. And I just do a little two stitch back step to just lock it in, and then just putter about. Okay, I must have hit it on real slow. It was right in between. Hold on, I want medium, not pokey. Okay, and then just pull them out as you come and try and keep your 1/4 inch seam allowance. And slow and steady, you will get yourself around. And then I was like, could you imagine a whole quilt like this? I'm just trying to take on a pillow project. Holy man. And I noticed sometimes I actually had to lift the foot of the sewing, of the needle to kind of get the curvature of the fabric to move so you're not pinching it under as you're sewing, okay? And you can feel it too. You know when you got a wrinkle in there. Got your fingers there. Okay, raising it up a little bit. Moving it. I've been really into my scraps. I made a quilt. I made a couple of bags here behind me. One's a gift for one of my nieces. Her birthday's coming up in like a week or so, and the other one's for me. So I'm very happy to be busting into the scraps and making 2 very utility totes out of them. All right, now there, you just want to come all the way down, back stitch, and then cut, okay? Now we're gonna press. So this is what it should look like, okay? Once we're done the sewing, and make sure nothing's been pinched. You'll see if you got something, a curve in here, if it's like been folded over or whatever, you just pick that out and just restitch it. Just make sure you're maybe laying it a little more flat as you're stitching along or something like that. Maybe try and smoothen it out, okay? So we're gonna press this right here. These are all my other little bits of fabric. You need 18, right? And I chose a couple as repeats. I really like this one. It was kind of a Asian-y theme to it with fans and little decorative ball. And then I really like this black, white with a little bit of gray and paisley and flower print. So I used 2 of those of each. So, but the rest, I think I just got 1 of each. And you don't always need all of it. See, this one, when I realized I cut it, I thought, oh, I kind of buggered that one. I'm not going to be able to use it. But it's actually a cut-off piece, so who cares? I can still use it, so it was no big deal. I guess when I lined it up, I lined up more than 1 fabric at a time to cut. So, okay, so when you're pressing, you remember you're pressing to the concave, so you're pressing this way. So you want to press this fabric, that top fabric, right down, okay? So it's laying flat, just like its other counterpart side here, okay? Just give it a little pressy. And that's 2 together, okay? So when we want to add that 3rd piece, we're gonna pick let's pick our piece. Okay, we'll pick this one right here. And we're gonna add it on this side. So here, I'll bring it down to the table. Move my other piece out of the way so you don't get confused, because that'll just get me confused. And we don't need confusion. Normally we have enough of that around here. All right, so we want to make sure that we're gonna pin this to here, this one to here, okay? Because we need to work in a horizontal manner. So we're going to do this one, this one, this one, this one, that one, that one. 3, 3, 3, and 3, okay? And you just keep working your way, okay? Pop in your pins. I found that I was actually pinning it this way, so these were here, and then I was kind of like trying to get my hand in under and trying to adjust with the same hand. So I thought, you know, if I put them on this side, this hand can pull them out, and this hand can adjust, and then we're working together. The hands are knowing what they're doing. Okay. And you're going to find some fabrics that are going to be easier to work with than others. I've got like flannelette in here. I've got some broadcloth. I've got some batiks. I've got a bit of everything. So, and then of course the flannel, it's a little bit more frayed, so it'll probably be a little bit more easier to come around those curves, right? See? More of a looser weave of a fabric. Okay. Very excited. It's our March break coming up here, and most of you know I'm a crossing guard for the village here, and I have been for 8 years, and I could supremely enjoy my job, let me tell you. I love all those little munchkins. And so it's next week is March break, but it was so cold on Friday that I don't think anybody was thrilled for March break coming up. I think they were hoping that maybe March break we could spend some time outside. But no, and I had very nice, I had a hot chocolate delivered and a donut. I was like, hey, I love you peoples. Big hugs. They could tell I was freezing. I was like, popsicle face going on. Okay, so you see all those pins. And even like the little picture right there, it only has them putting 3 in there. And I don't know, I just can't do it. To me, it was making a mess all the time. Okay. So back over here, do a little sew. So when, like back to where we were. So we're gonna sew this together, but make sure when you come all the way over to this side, you need to leave a little bit of that gap, because this needs to match up to the piece on top, right? That needs to be your attacher part. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Hopefully it does. As you're working around, you'll see it. You understand. Because you need that little lip to attach your 1/4 inch seam allowance to. Okay. Just putter around. Okay, do a little check, make sure everything's A-okay. Going around, much easier with this flannel piece than I have with any other piece I've done so far. Makes you think if I'm going to do a quilt with clamshells, I'm doing it with flannel. It's not so hefty. You don't have to fight so much with it. There's probably more of an ideal fabric for certain patterns. That's actually an interesting idea. What would work better with certain patterns, right? Something to think about. Things that make you go, Things that make you go, I had some chocolate before the shower. Can you tell? It's a little bit of buzz. Okay, we're almost there. And then we've got these 3 all sewn together. Okay, don't forget to do a little back step. And trim. And there we go. There's our 3, and now we're gonna press, okay? It's very essential to press, especially on these things. Like I say, some things you can get away with, some things you can't. Remember, it's the concave. You wanna make sure that gray fabric is down flat, okay? And I just chose a mix of colors. In the pattern book, you can see it's got like grays and blues and reds or something like that. I chose whatever I liked from my stash that might match my bedroom, because this is just going to go a pillow for my bed, okay, or me and the Pop's bed. Okay, so now that I have these 3 done, I'm going to see about incorporating it, because you got to put your pieces all together, right? So incorporating it into the chunk that I have already completed. So do I want that there? If I put that there, that makes that 4 across, and that's too many. So I really only have a choice is to put it here. Okay, now do I like those color sets together? Yes, I do. Okay, so now this could be tricky, because I haven't done this before, so we're going to do it on the fly, and we're going to pin from this side all the way around the curve to get this attached, and then we'll have to do this one as well. I think that's why they have you working in a horizontal manner, but we'll see if we can get this to work. Okay, make sure I got what I was aiming here for. Yeah, right down here. Okay. Am I doing that right? Hold on, I feel like I'm screwing this up here. Hold on. Brain fart moment. Sugar buzz. Okay, there. Let's try go from right to left. There we go. Okay, now there's gonna be lots of pins around this one. So I'll pin this up, and then I guess I have way more to do, and that's gonna take far longer than probably you wanna sit there, but we could show you the end project when it's done. So you just keep at it. I guess if this was a quilt, it would be, you know, clearly months. No, just exaggerating. Could you imagine a scrappy one like this? Could you, like if you just saved a 10-inch square from everything that you had coming in and out of your, you know, craft room or something like that, and then made a big quilt with it, that would be awesome. Pop's like, we don't need no more scraps. Storage issues. Guess you gotta kick the kid out. Oh no. I didn't say that. Lots of parents are like, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, just keep pinning around. Just pinning around. Okay. I know this is the most time-consuming part. It takes so much less time just to sew it all together. Twice as long to pin it. Okay, I think what I want to do is make sure I'm coming down to this point here first with my end, so I'm matching up, and then I'll ease that fabric in between, okay? Because that's the smarter choice, okay? Because you're doing it on a big curve. What I did notice is they didn't actually have you trimming. They didn't actually, you know how sometimes you put in relief cuts when you got a little curve? You would trim it around the edge sort of thing here. You do little nips or whatever, little V's. Oh, I didn't, it's not even in here. So maybe it's in the video. I didn't watch the video. I'll figure I'll wing it. We learn together. We learn what to do and what not to do, because that is life. I really like these little pins. They're very cute. Okay, so I made it all fit. Now hopefully if I hold this up, it should look joined. Okay, that's not gonna look too bad. Okay, let's try and get that sewn and hopefully it looks good. Now we'll work our way from the opposite of what we were pinning. Okay, try and maneuver it all out. I know it's a bit curved. I guess we're just gonna have to be careful and figure out where everything is all at the same time. Okay. Okay, first pin out. Remember, do a little back step. Okay. And then just work your way. Slow and steady. I just chose a neutral thread, cream on the top, cream on the bottom. Figured that would be easy, and maybe on some of these curves you could really see the stitching, so you know where I was actually stitching. Okay. Now do a little maneuver here. Okay. Shipped, everybody. Okay. Now we're coming to the top of the first one. There we go. We really do appreciate all your views and subscriptions to the Mama Pop Quilt channel. We really do, and thank you everybody who does do that. We appreciate your feedback and comments, and if you have anything you'd like to see, and maybe a little nervous about trying yourself and want to watch somebody else do it, happy to. Send a link. We will make it in the schedule. There's always something to do. There's always something to try. That's what I love about this business. The business of fabric. Because without it, we'd all be naked. And that's just too scary for some people, like myself. Okay, almost done that one. Now let's see how it looks after a little press, okay? Hopefully we got it to go okay. All right. And then we'll have to put, okay, that's fine, that's fine. I didn't realize I was only sewed the one curve, that's right. Okay. It's like, wait a second, why does that not look right? It's like floppy. Okay, so I'll bring it over to the table here and you can see, this is where I attached it, right there. And then this is where it needs to be attached to this one. Okay. So we'll line her up. We'll do another curve. Then we'll press it, and then that will be the weekend project. And then we'll have the end result at the end of the video, okay? Or a picture at the end of the video. I didn't pick up a pillow form, so that's my own mistake. I'm trying to think if I had one here, and I don't. So I will have to pick one up on sometime over this weekend, or the week I have off. Well, off from crossing guard, not off from the quilt shop. Okay, almost there. Now remember, when you're coming to the end of the curvature, you want to make sure you're leaving just a bit of a seam allowance right there, because that's what's going to add up to your other piece, right? For your other end piece. These bottom pieces, okay? I've done it a couple of times, and then I was like, okay, back with the seam ripper. Okay, so now we're going to sew that curve. Okay. Okay. This is where you can put like weird fabrics together too, you know, make something really wild and crazy. You know, this is a good way to try blocks that you may not like. Oh, hold on. I think I might be folded in here. That you want to try, but maybe a little bit too complicated. Oh, no, I was okay. For some reason, I thought I had a fold and a pinch under here, but I didn't. So I guess it was just the way it was looking. So better to be safe than sorry, get all the way around and have to unpick it out. So as I was saying, if you really liked a block that you thought, oh, you know, I don't know if I really want to make a whole quilt out of that. Maybe it's a bit much, or I don't really have the time, but I really like that block. Make a perfect throw pillow for your couch, or, you know, for your bed, or something else like that. You know, make it unique. Make it yours. Match your room, match your walls, you know. I have a very interesting art piece in my bathroom. It's about, what, 7 feet tall, I think? Yeah, about 7 feet tall, and it's got a fish theme on it with kois and fish and the yin-yang symbol, and I've quilted it all up and free motioned in between, and it hangs there as a blocker piece to the shelving unit, because I didn't like the shelving unit and I couldn't think of a cover that I liked, so I made one. That's the joys. Being a fabric user. Okay, so now we're going to turn this down here so you can see our progress, okay? And then this, because when you're joining the two edges here, you need to sew that down. Okay, so first we're going to press it to make sure we're giving a nice little nice pressed flat seam there, and then we'll sew that. Okay. There we go. See this little seam right there, because we joined this piece to this piece via this piece. It had no buddy stitch in there, so that's what we're going to do, is stitch that right up. Pinch it with our little fingers. And if you have to pop a pin in there, that's completely up to you. I'm going to make sure that my fabric is laying the right way. And I don't want to pinch anything else except for what I want. I'm going to go from the past seam to the new seam. And hopefully it looks good. Let's take a peek. Little peek. Ooh. Looks good to me. Let's do a little press. And I'm just going to continue working this all the way around. I'll go more in the horizontal manner that it has showed you to do so, but I'll show you here. There we go. It's going to be a nice big pillow. I think, what did they say? Hold on. Back to the pattern piece here. And it's on 70 if you want to know, page 70. And like I say, Fawn's Import, you could probably check out their website. A 24-inch square foam pillow. And then you need the batting and the lining and everything else for it. So, but it's a really nice project if you want to do for somebody. Like I say, you don't have time to do them a quilt, make them a hand beautiful big pillow. Like, why not? And I think it'd be nice for our bed. And I may end up making another one just in complementary colors, like his and hers sort of thing. Maybe do more blues and greens for him and leave the purple and the pink one for me or something. I don't know. I chose these fabrics, so I like it. But here's the pillow. so you can see it, and it's complemented with just some straight stitching, or you can even just stitch in the ditch, or you can do whatever you like. But that's why it's totally and completely up to you. I love these magazines for that particular reason. There's probably about 4 or 5 projects in here that I will conquer. Obviously the clamshell one being the first. So thanks for watching, everybody. We really, really appreciate it. Big hugs to everybody. If you have any questions, suggestions, we're all earsy-wearsies at the Mama Pop Quilt Shop. So thank you. Take care. Don't forget to watch Long Arm Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.